I spent 1 month in Albania, and here's everything you need to know. When someone says, I'm going to Albania, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Because honestly, 99% of the people we told were like, where? Why are you going there? And I had seen pictures online, but I never expected it to be what it turned out to be, and here's why. We decided to stay in Tirana, the capital, and we ended up in the most stunning Airbnb, which at the end, I'll do a cost breakdown of everything we spent this month. And so for the entire month, this was our base, and we did a couple of road trips out to explore. Overall, Albania in terms of size isn't that big, and Tirana is pretty much right in the middle. So to go up to the north near the mountain, to the town of Thet, I think that's how you pronounce it, and Shkodër, it's basically a 3 to 4 hour drive. And then to go completely to the south, to the beaches that border Greece, it's also like a 3 to 4 hour drive. So everything is within a short distance. For context, it's midsummer, it's high season, and it's hot. I grew up in South Florida, so for me to say that it's hot, it's because it's really hot. But of course, as somebody who is a beach lover, I can't complain because that's literally what I came here for. The vibe is just like Croatia and very similar to southern Italy. The language is hard. As much as I wanted to learn and practice, it's hard, but luckily 99% of the people we've met speak English, so it's been extremely easy to get around. So I walk into the grocery on the first day, and keep in mind that the only thing I had seen about Albania prior to getting here was that it had beautiful beaches, and then I had seen, of course, the Instagram reels saying that it was extremely low cost. So in my mind, I was like, great. I'm walking around the grocery store, and the currency here is lek, which is super easy to convert, thankfully, because these past 2 years, while traveling full-time, I've had to deal with Japanese yen, Brazilian reales, Colombian pesos, Mexican peso, to the point where I just learned how much $20 is, and that's the base that I use for all my calculations. But here, it's extremely easy because 100 lek is basically €1, which I know is not exact, but when thinking about euros, you just match it to dollars. So I'm walking around and the yogurt is 940 lek. And I'm like, hold on, that's almost 10 euros, which would be like $10. But then I'm like, well, maybe it's just the type of yogurt that I like to eat. So I keep walking, and then I go by the cheese, 690 lek, which is $6. And I quickly realize it's not what people painted it to be on social media. I mean, the prices aren't bad, but I definitely don't want to add to the narrative that you can live here under $1,000 because I just don't agree. Last year, I also spent a month in Italy and Croatia, and truthfully, I think the prices are pretty similar. Of course, like anywhere in the world, just like you can find a €5 fast food meal, you can sit down and have a €40 nice meal. So the real cost reveal will happen at the end when I do the price breakdown. So during the week, I spent my days in Tirana. I work remotely, so I would work and explore the town. It's very walkable, which is something I always look for. And I did find an app that's similar to Uber, since Uber doesn't exist here, and it's called Patoko. For the road trips, we always rented a car from a place called Mi and Da, and on average, it's about $40 per day for a small automatic car. And here's where I fell in love with Albania. If you follow my Instagram, you know I'm a beach lover. Anything beach, count me in. And when I tell you, the moment I got down from the car and saw those beaches, wow, I was speechless. And here's where I think Albania is incredibly underrated, and I can assure you that in 2 to 3 years, it's going to experience a tourism boom because truthfully, it's too good to not be known. If you think about it, Albania has the same exact sea as Croatia, Greece, and Italy, yet it doesn't get the same traction as the others. I spent a weekend in Samil, Saranda, Durmi, and Himare, and wow, I've been to a lot of beaches around the world these past 2 years traveling, and these are right at the top of my list. If I had to pick my favorite beach town though, it would be Saranda. They're all very similar, yet each has its own spark and beautiful hidden gems with those local family-owned restaurants and cool cliffs around the beach clubs. Along the road, you'll also find waterfalls, rivers, more small towns like Berat, which is beautiful, typical restaurants, and so much more. I have a ton of places pinned here on my maps. If I only had 2 weeks to explore the country, I would do 2 days in Tirana, 1 night in the coolest natural spring that has a hotel there called Uji I Fonte. I think that's how you pronounce it. Then drive down to Saranda for 2 days, Himare for 2 nights, Berat for 1 night, 2 nights in Shkodër, 2 nights in Thet, 2 nights in the Kamani Lake, which is known to be like the Thailand of Europe. There's different hotels along the river, and then back to Tirana to fly out. In our trip, we didn't make it up to the north, but my favorite hotel in the south has to be the Andin Lapa Spa Hotel in Saranda. During our beach days, we would hop to a different hotel each night because there were so many options to choose from, but that one would have to be my top pick. And if you like slower traveling and having a base like me, then this Airbnb in Tirana has the most perfect location. It's no wonder why it has a 5-star rating. I've loved it so much, so for sure, I'll be including the link inside the Albania travel guide. Is it safe? I have felt completely safe in Albania, walking around alone, and especially at night, because I'm not sure if this is just a summer thing, a Europe thing, or what, but no one is outside right now during the day. And then at 10 at night, everyone is on the streets walking around. We were walking around at 1 a.m. and everything felt extremely safe in the center of Tirana. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that Albanians, and I think this is in general for the Balkan cultures, they're not serious. They might come across as serious for Americans and especially to Latinos because they're direct and straight to the point. It happened to me in Croatia where you're not sure and you think that maybe they're being a little rude, but then I realized that it's just part of the culture. Latinos, on the other hand, we are overly exaggerating and like we want everybody to feel super warm and we want to make it super known, like we're over the top, that's for sure. So Albanian culture is opposite in terms of how they express it, but what I've noticed is that it's pretty similar in the way that they feel it. In my opinion, they're so welcoming. Everyone has been like on the lookout to help. It has felt very, very, very nice, but when you talk to them, they're very direct. Also, you can tell that they're very passionate about their country. I've been posting TikToks and the amount of Albanians flooding my comments, giving me recommendations, telling me like how grateful they are that I'm exploring their country, telling me what snacks to try, what fruits to try. It's truly been a crazy and really fun experience. Which leads me to the food. Typical Albanian food just feels cozy. For some reason, a common trait here is yogurt. I've had yogurt with lamb, yogurt with meatballs, and it's not like a cold yogurt that you would eat as a snack. It's cooked yogurt and it's so good. The food is very delicious. In Tirana, I recommend the restaurant Restaurant Biseri. It's traditional food and everything is insane. You also have to try patos chips, which according to everyone that commented on my TikToks is like the favorite snack here. I wish everyone would come. Everyone talks about Greece, everyone talks about Italy, and yes, while those are beautiful, most of the time I feel like the places are a bit overhyped. This is a country that feels like such a hidden gem, and I truly think more people need to check it out because I promise you'll fall in love. I went fully in depth in the Albania travel guide with more things to do, where to stay, beyond what just comes up on Google. So I'll leave the link to the guide in the description below. And now for the price breakdown, drum roll. This Airbnb came out to a total of $1,429.26. And then here are the rest of the costs. Keep in mind that these are the costs for a full month and for 2 people. $511.36 for car rental. These were 2 different times that we rented a car for 3 days each. Dining, $284.81. Gas, $148.99. Grocery stores, $702.29. We like to eat. I think you can tell. Gym, $118.97. This is for 2 people. Lodging, so anytime we stayed at the hotels outside, $923.21. Pharmacy, $19.02. And then shopping, this is like clothes and little things, $92.58. Bringing our total for a full month in Albania for 2 people to $4,227.52. Would you visit Albania? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want me to make more videos like this one. And of course, check out the full travel guide with everything you'll need for your trip to Albania.